I don't often do this, but I'm going to start off with a quote. This is from Alan Rufus, The Master's Sacred Knowledge. And it says that life is like a game of chess. To win, you have to make a move. Knowing which move to make comes with insight and knowledge, and by learning lessons that are accumulated along the way. We become each and every piece within this game called life. Hello, Governor. This is Rakai Steed, Noob from the Ville, and I'm back at you again to talk about Arcane, Season 2, Episode 3. Finally got the name right. And I'm going to call this particular deep dive chess, not checkers. Jinx has a plan to return the gray to all the factories from Piltover. It's a collected pollutants from all the factories in Piltover. They send it down to the undercity of Zaun. And it turns out that Caitlyn's mother is the one that had the key to open the vents to make sure that even the people of Zaun could breathe clean air. She did a lot of humanitarian work in Zaun, working in the Undercity, where Piltover, the aristocrats, kind of shit on them. So Jinx is like, nope, they can take their little dirty air and take it all back. Caitlyn has stepped up her aggression, like her grief over her mother dying. She's not taking it well, and she's really wilding. She's tripping. They get to a point where they have this episode, and Vi pulls Caitlyn's side. She pulls her aside. She's like, hey, I'm going to need you to promise that you're not going to change. Everyone in my life has changed up. I'm going to need you not to change. And Caitlyn didn't really answer her. She kind of pulled her close and kissed her, and she kind of did what I like to call love bombing her. She did all these things to kind of manipulate the situation. She didn't give an answer. She made Vi think, and she may have even said that she wasn't going to change by distracting Vi. And Vi did not see the red flag. She didn't see that while she's getting Caitlyn to promise she ain't going to change, she done already changed. Amara, who is a member of the Merchants Guild, also turns out to be a member of the, like a group of witches or something, the Black Rose. And she takes an assassination attempt on Ambessa. Now, why would you do that? You can't see that Ambessa been out here rolling on the river? That woman is built like the woman king. Ambessa knew what was going, and her guard, Zangief, I keep calling him from Street Fighter. I don't know his name. I forget his name. But they was ready for her bull. And Ambessa ends up taking her out. Now, when they find out about it, the Black Rose people, they take male hostage. They do some old trickery, some magic with their Black Roses, and they take male hostage. Now, Echo, Jayce, and Heimerdinger, they're talking about Viktor's wild runes theory. And they're in the Hex Vault, and they're messing with the orb. But what they see, Heimerdinger sees that there's some wild runes in the Hex Vault, in the orb room. And it's a problem. Jayce and Echo are completely caught off guard when Heimerdinger kind of almost touches one of the wild runes. Jayce sees that the hex itself is tripping, but being who he was, he touches it, and everything changes at that point. Vi and Caitlyn got the rest of their squad to take the little traitor dude back. He said, Jinx is tripping. Even for Jinx, she's out of her mind. And they're taking him back upstairs, but it was just a ploy for Vi and Caitlyn to shake them, because they're like, listen, we got to take out Jinx. And can't nobody else do it. We need to do it. So they run into Jinx and Savika, and they get into one of the most epic, wonderful, beautifully drawn fights in an underground chamber in Zaun that you can imagine. Caitlyn and Savika fight, Jinx and Vi fight, and Vi ends up getting the upper hand on Jinx. And Jinx is like, I'm glad it was you. And she's accepted, listen, she's ready to go. She lost Vander, she lost Vi, she lost Silco. She don't have any reason anymore. She's like, whatever, take me out. At the moment, right before Vi really makes up a choice on what she's going to do, Isha runs, jumps on top of Jinx, and points Jinx's gun at Vi. Like, you're not going to take her out. This is my person. Isha's very much acting, you know, like the child that Jinx never had. Caitlyn grabs her gun, shoots the little gun out of Isha's hand. She wants to shoot Jinx, but she don't care that there's a kid up there in there. And Vi stops her because she's like, what if you miss? What if you hit the kid? She's like, I wasn't going to miss. And at that point, Savika detonates the bomb that sends all the gray back up to the surface with some of the color bombs that Jinx has rigged up. Caitlyn and Vi get into it. Caitlyn hits Vi, crumples her, leaves Vi crying. And all the while, what we got at the beginning of the episode was we got this wonderfully done montage that shows when Chem robots, the Chem mechs, when they attacked the ceremony, we find out that it was Ambessa who put them up to that, to attack that. And then she became the savior in the same full swoop by killing all them, so nobody could ever tell that it was her that put them up to it. Ambessa had been working this plot all along from behind the scenes, and she suggested we need a new commander-in-chief. We need somebody to step up and take Zaun out. Use aggression, the same kind of aggression they're using, we need to use it on them. And just as Silo is ready to take his place up there, Ambessa says, nope, it's Caitlyn. Caitlyn's the new commander-in-chief. And Caitlyn accepts, and she imposes martial law. And we find out right at the end that Singed, Silco's mad scientist, created some kind of human-wolf hybrid with the hearts of that wolf that he found in an earlier episode, at the end of episode 1. You know I do love my quotes, so I'm going to do one very simple quote because a lot of people have quotes about chess, and I don't really want to talk about chess, but I do want to talk about chess moves. Benjamin Franklin said that the game of chess is not merely an idle amusement. Several very valuable qualities of the mind are to be acquired and strengthened by it, so as to become habits ready on all occasions. For life is a kind of chess. It's easy to look at life like a chess game. And here's why. In chess, you have to make strong moves and stick to them. Just the same way that you need to stand up for what you believe in, sometimes you make strong moves. If that's what you believe is the right course of action or what needs to be done, you do it. This entire time, Ambessa has been making strong power moves in the background. Is it deceptive? Absolutely. Doesn't mean that the moves aren't strong moves though. She has been quietly moving pieces into position. You have to create opportunities. While you create your own opportunities in life, just like you do in chess, you cannot wait for the perfect time to make a move. There's no such thing as a perfect time. There's a good time and a better time. And sometimes there's the wrong time, but there's no such thing as the perfect time. You have to create the opportunities that you want if you want something to happen for you. Just like in a chess game, there are multiple paths to success. In life, it's easy for us to say, you need to have a plan A and a plan B. Plan B is really only if plan A fails. But you shouldn't look at it like that. If you're really working plan A and plan B is not if plan A fails. Plan B is in case plan A doesn't go to plan, because that's the nature of life. There are different ways to win in a chess game. There have to be multiple paths to success in life. You see, Ambessa set up things. She had Salo. Salo thought that he was the way forward. He had no idea that Caitlyn was even in play. Ambessa had put the Kim Barons, she put them in play. But while they thought that they were going to become knights or even be able to take over and get revenge on Piltover, they had no idea that they were pawns in Ambessa's scheme. There have to be internal struggles. A chessboard can represent your thoughts and your feelings. One side represents positive thoughts and feelings, while the other side represents your negative thoughts and feelings. And at any time, either side can be winning. And at any time, either side can be at a standstill with the other side, because there may not be a clear path forward. Now, what does that mean? That sometimes your negative side has to be winning? Possibly. You know, it's asinine for us to think that everyone here thinks about doing the right thing all the time. They don't. And if you're one of the people who absolutely thinks about doing the right thing all the time, kudos to you. I try to do the right thing as much as possible, but that is not always the thing. You ever heard about when people do bad things for a good reason? That's a real thing. If you're a strong player, then you should have internal struggles. And there should always be an end game. In Arcane yet, we haven't seen what Ambessa's end game is, and we are just kind of getting to start gleaning some of the information on what's going on with Ambessa and why she's doing what she's doing, why she's setting up all of these people as pawns, and why she's making all these moves in the background. What is it that she's really after? What does she want? In chess, the end game can mirror a cataclysmic downfall. And many world religions think of downfalls that are prophesized. And if you look at the game of chess, you could think of, when the king falls, when the king surrenders, that is the end of the game. And a lot of times that's how it's looked at in life. But what is your end game? Sometimes it doesn't have to be nefarious. Sometimes it doesn't have to be, earth leveling event. What is your end game? What do you want? What goal are you trying to achieve? Because if you put all these things in motion, you put all these plates, you're spinning them in the air, are you actually going to be able to catch them all, or is some of them going to hit the ground and break? What are you trying to get out of whatever it is that you're trying to do? The thing about chess is an excellent game, a game for learning social and emotional skills. That's why this is chess, not checkers. Checkers, you think one move at a time. Chess, you have to be able to think several moves at a time. You have to think about what your opponent would do several moves in advance. The great grandmasters can know whether they won the game, or better yet, whether you've lost the game from the first couple of moves that you make. They can think 40, 50 moves in advance. And no, they may not know you. They don't know what you're going to do. But they know what most people do. And be able to have that kind of experience and that rationality, that kind of foresight, can help you win battles that other people can't even see. That's the thing about being a good strategist. You have to have actual strategy. when people play football. One coach has a set of, plays on a sheet. The other coach has a set of plays on a sheet. And what do? I'm going to run this play. The other coach says, I'm going to put this defense in because I think they might run this play. And if they run this play, then maybe these things will happen. This is what I want y'all to do. And both coaches are playing. And the coaches that are better at executing those X and O's, and they have the personnel, the pawns, if you will, sometimes the knights, the bishops, the rooks, they have the people in place to execute the plan. Usually that's the one that comes up victorious. Not always that. It's ebbs and flows. It can go either way. This episode, this series, particularly this season, has been phenomenal so far. We're only at the end of the first arc. 2 more arcs, 6 more episodes. Where are we going? I'm here for it. I'm here for the ride. And right now we've gotten on to a wonderful start. Ambessa is playing a whole different game. Caitlyn and Jinx are starting to mirror each other. Their attitudes and their drive, their blind need for revenge is almost the same. Vi is not even really in the game right now because she's torn between 2 people she loves. And she can say her sister's not her sister anymore and she don't love her, but still her sister. Anyway, this has been Rakai Steed, Noob from the Ville. Make sure that you comment, like, share this as much as possible. Every now and then I make a little bit of sense. And if you've not subscribed, listen, get to it. Hit the button. It's not that hard. Check out some of the videos I have at the end and some of the other ones that are in my catalog on the different playlists. You might like what you see. It's got to be about this. But even more than that, it's got to be about this.